Hi there folks, my name's NovaWing24 and welcome to the NovaWrap, your one-stop location for your simulation release news and goings on from the week that was. So, welcome to the very late edition of the NovaWrap for Sunday the 5th of May 2018. I do want to apologise for getting this out so late to you, but I have been away from my equipment. I had some of my mobile equipment with me, but unfortunately it was not operating as expected. So, and as you can probably hear, I am feeling a bit under the weather myself, but the news still has to come to you guys, so I'll do the best to struggle through this episode, so please bear with me. Now we're going to jump straight into the new releases for the week by heading over to X-Plane 11 and UK 2000 with their release of their rendition of their Bristol Extreme Airport. So this is again continues their standard process at the moment, where they've been bringing a lot of their popular content over to X-Plane 11 from the ESP world. Now they've done this again with Bristol Airport, so this is a direct port, well actually a semi-direct port of their content. So this is the Bristol Airport as it appears in 2012, so if you're expecting the new terminal, you're not going to find it here. However, what you will find is that the airport now supports the full implementation of X-Plane 11's use of PBR materials, as well as their custom lighting effects and custom ground effects have been included as well. So a lot of X-Plane 11, so a lot of those X-Plane 11 exclusive or improvements have been included, also including dynamic lighting as well. Sorry, not dynamic lighting, but improved night lighting for the X-Plane 11 engine have been included. Also included is the standard high detailed ground textures, runway markings, the custom 3D objects, and 3D approach lights are all included as well. So pretty good stuff. As I said, it's a semi-direct port, no new additional buildings or layout updates to the airport, but it has updated for the X-Plane 11 specific parts of the simulator. Now, interesting something to note here about this. Now, the normal release price for these and the standard price for UK 2000 products is £17 or about 22 US dollars. Currently, right now, it is available for £10 or 13 US dollars. So, not sure whether that's a launch special, which would be the first time ever that UK 2000 have done that, or perhaps maybe a mistake on their website. I'm not sure, but this is available now from the UK 2000 website. Available now. Continuing on with X-Plane 11 releases this week, moving into an area that I'm a bit more familiar with. We saw the release from Vertical Simulations of Bishop International Airport in Michigan. So this is a general aviation and sort of feeder airport that services parts of Michigan, and is the third busiest in Michigan, actually, behind Detroit and Grand Rapids. Again, Grand Rapids is the airport that I'm very familiar with. And currently operates and is serviced by American, Delta, United, and Allegiant. Now, full implementation of custom X-Plane 11 PBR texturing throughout the airport, full airport layout and buildings as it appears in first quarter 2019. So it is very, very current and very up to date. Full implementation of satellite imagery of the airport and surrounding area in beautiful 4K texturing. Full set of animated ground traffic and ground vehicles, as well as custom static aircraft are included as well. Full implementation of custom animated jetways and full implementation of World Traffic 3 support as well. So coming in for a pretty cool looking airport as well. As I said, like it's Vertical Studios fairly, as I said, fairly new, but they're coming out with a good solid range of airports at a reasonable price, coming in 18 US dollars for this one. Available now from the Vertical Sims website. Continuing on with X-Plane 11 scenery releases this week. So we saw a release from Tabaret now normally known for their night lighting. They have come out with their cityscape of Baltimore City. So this is a complete rendition of the of Baltimore City and surrounding area, with custom autogen, custom buildings, and custom blending of photorealistic base textures as well. Full implementation of a lot of stuff of a lot of iconic parts of the harbour, as well as a lot of iconic buildings all included and custom modelled as well. Couldn't get a lot more details about if there's things like helipads are modelled. Doesn't seem to include any airports. But it'd be interesting to know. I was looking for information. I thought maybe some of the buildings with helipads might have been modelled with their helipads, but I couldn't find any confirmation of that. But otherwise, if you're looking for a bit of scenery to enhance your Baltimore VFR experience, it could be one that you might want to grab. This one's available now, coming in at $18 available now from Sim Market. Moving out of X-Plane 11 and moving into the ESP world, but sticking with cityscapes. So Drazeki Design have come out with their latest cityscape of Chicago City X. Now, this is designed to partner with their upcoming Chicago City Airports X, which will be coming out in the Chicago Airports X, which will be coming out by Drazeki Design shortly. Now, this scenery does not feature any airports or helipads, but it does include all of the city of Chicago with custom details, custom models, custom effects, designed to be able to recreate a lot of the major iconic buildings of the Chicago area, including a lot of custom signs, and the inevitable Trump building, of course, is in there as well, and various other features, including a couple of really cool looking what are they called? Fountains, brightly illuminated fountains as well. Full implementation of a lot of night lighting is included here as well, so it actually really looks the best at night as well. Like, it looks great during the day and looks absolutely spectacular at night as well from the screenshots I'm seeing. So as I said, this is designed to come through as a supplement to the Chicago Airports X, which is coming out shortly. And it features the full rendition of Chicago, Illinois, with thousands of highly detailed, custom-made buildings, including the whole of downtown, plus a variety of landmarks, bridges, and stadiums, and trains throughout the other surrounding regions as well. The surrounding scenery includes the areas of Highland Park, Schaumburg, sure I got that wrong, and Oak Lawn, including with night and seasonal textures, are included as well as a custom terrain mesh for the city and surrounding areas as well. So pretty cool, Drazeki Design, absolutely known for their great stuff. A lot of their buildings also seem to be compatible with your avatar to be able to go wandering in as well, so from the teaser video. So I'd be very intrigued to see what buildings, I've discovered that buildings are in that, so it'd be kind of cool. If you wanted to pick this one up, it's available now from various retailers, coming in at around about $25 or your original equivalent, available now from your favorite flight sim retailer. Continuing on with ESP releases, and this one from the guys at RF Scenery Building have continued with their latest Italian release, with their release of with my throat right now, this is going to be highly entertaining. Okay, so Perugia San Francisco de Assisi Umbria International Airport. Oh, wow. Okay, so this airport serves this city of Perugia, the capital city of the Umbria region in central Italy. It is a single runway airport, and with a very interesting looking design terminal designed by the Italian architect Gaia Alunti, and part funded by a government grant awarded to celebrate the 150th anniversary of the unification of Italy. So, random useless fact for you for the day. Now, this includes custom airport buildings, custom 3D objects for the airport as the airport appears at the start of 2019, full implementation of custom scenery objects for the surrounding airport, including industrial areas outside the airport, so you can do plenty of VFR flying. Also includes 3D lighting objects and dynamic 3D lighting for the prepared V4 and dynamic reflections for prepared V3. Full implementation of SODE objects on the grass and trees, which I didn't realize SODE actually did trees. I did not actually realize that. Also includes dynamic road traffic and a large area of land class for the surrounding airport as well. Overall, the usual thing that we see with RF Scenery Building, the airport itself looks good, but some of the surrounding photo reels sort of looks a bit odd. Otherwise, still looking pretty good, reasonable looking add-on for this one. Coming in, pretty standard price for them, coming about $18 or your regional equivalent, available now from Sim Market. Continuing on with more ESP releases, the guys over at Benasim have released their rendition of Sultan Muhammad Sulaiman Airport in Indonesia. So this is their second release, and again another Indonesian airport. Now, very limited information about this add-on here, like literally zip. there is nothing. I've got the screenshots that I'm using as a reference here, and that's it. All I can tell you is that it looks like it's a full Gambit ESP compatible airport. But I must admit that I'm not like it looks like the main terminal's modeled, but beyond that, it seems to be very limited about what's been modeled. So it looks like the terminal buildings are modeled. The sort of the basic sort of apron and whatever is done, but the surrounding sort of area is not done in pretty much at all. It's very, very basic sort of texturing for the surrounding area. So but having said that, it's a reasonable price. It's only $15 US, so sort of the low end of scenery pricing. But the night lighting does look pretty good. I would definitely give them that. It looks like they've paid a lot of attention to detail to the night lighting of the terminal buildings. It does look like it is part of the dynamic options for prepared V4 users. So could be quite interesting. As I said, only the second release from this developer, but fully compatible with all the ESP platforms, coming in at $15 or your original equivalent, available now from Sim Markets. Continue on with more scenery releases. The guys over Tropical Sim have rebooted their rendition of Lajes International Airport in the Azores. Not really. I've sort of gone through here. This is updated for Prepared V4, bringing in Prepared V4 compatibility, and updated it to as appears at the end of 2018. So updated with a redesigned terminal building. We've got an addition of photoreal scenery included for the airport surrounding area. They've redone the terrain mesh and the coastline texturing for the entire island that it's on in the Azores. Custom land class has been redone and re-implemented for the AutoGen and for the roadways and the vector data. Full implementation of night lighting, including dynamic lighting for Prepared V4, as well as wet ground surface effects included as well. Full implementation of the range of of the range of EHP platforms of FSX all the way through to Prepared V4. Coming in for $20 for new customers. If you're an existing customer, you can pick this one up for around. You can get an upgrade price for about $10 available now from Sim Market. Continuing moving out of scenery releases and coming into the guys over at Rex for some environment releases with their release of Environment Force. Now this is I don't know quite what to call this release. I really don't know what to call it. So I'm just going to read the summary that Rex give us, which is Environmental Force breaks the paradigm with its full dynamic, real-time, on-the-fly, living environment and real-time, on-the-fly, advanced shader process, allowing instant visual feedback. What does that actually mean? So from a whole heap of time looking at the videos, looking at the content, I'll be honest, I'm struggling. Basically, it seems to be that it tries to bring a bit more life to your sim, which I hate using that. I really hate using that term. The fact that I just use it is really awful. By changing shader settings as you go. Now, you can either do it manually yourself, or you can set it to automate it based on weather inputs and texture inputs. And that's the other thing, is it seems to be, it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't seem to do anything, it doesn't seem to come with anything, because it obviously does a lot, and it's very interesting what it claims to do. Like, it changes, it essentially gives you dynamic lighting throughout all parts of the day and all seasons, including dynamic lighting within clouds banks, within time of day, changes to the fog, the way atmospheric fog has appeared and different parts of cloud appear, but it requires other content as well. So for example, it requires integration with a weather engine, with a texture pack, to sort of be able to make it work, and it claims to do things like giving smooth weather transitions. Well, Active Sky kind of already does that. But that's kind of what's also interesting about this, is that instead of just being only working with Rex family of products, it will work with other non-Rex products as well, which is what I found really, really interesting about this. So, for example, it will work with the not only will it work with Rex's dynamic weather engine and cloud engine, which is Skyforce 3D, it will also work with Active Sky for Prepared V4 as well, which is kind of interesting. The fact that it will do that, and not only will it work with Active Sky, it works with all the major weather engines, including Opus, FXWX, and Rex Essentials Overdrive as well. So it's actually backwards compatible to Rex Essentials, which is very surprising considering that it's a Prepared V 4.4 and 4.5 exclusive. So not in just a Prepared V4 exclusive, you must have the latest, one of the latest two patches to be able to use it. So yeah, it's just kind of interesting. I don't want to say, it goes through a lot of stuff and allows, you can do a lot of things. You can customize you can play with textures on the fly. So one of the things it does have at the moment is it does have, and as I said, it is obviously optimized best to work with other Rex 5th gen products. So other parts of the Rex 5 range, including Rex Skyforce 3D, Worldwide Airports HD, but it will also work with Rex 4 Texture Direct, and as I said, a couple of others. So I'm going to reserve judgment about whether to get it or not. I would like to try it myself because it looks fascinating. But as I said, it's just interesting. And is it? And I'm starting to question how much do we need this? But for those of you guys using it, let me know what you think. If you do want to pick this one up, you can pick this one up for $32.95 from the Rex, either direct from the Rex Studio stores or from your favorite flight sim retailer. Available now. Moving on with other Prepared V4 exclusive releases this week. Came out with something that I honestly thought was freeware. I didn't realize this A400 was actually payware. So this is Roland Labore's A400 for Prepared V4, which follows on from his A400 version 2, which was the payware for the 32-bit versions of the ESP platforms. For those who might be hiding under a rock for the last few years, the A400M was Airbus's answer to the C-17 and the C-130 by delivering a strategic transport, turboprop powered transport instead of a jet-powered transport. Designed for strategic airlift rather than just tactical airlift. Primarily operated by European nations, it has been sort of attempted to be marketed elsewhere in the world with limited success. Now this it doesn't seem to offer a great deal of new stuff other than offering now a implementation of the heads-up display as the real aircraft has, and some updated lighting effects, as well as in providing a full integration with Milvis's WX Advantage weather radar. As I said, I knew there was an A400 around, but honestly, it's been so long since I've seen it, I thought it was freeware, so that's cool. Price point seems to be $30 US, so I suppose it is what it is. The texturing looks fairly basic on the inside of the cockpit, that's for sure, but haven't flown it myself, so I will leave reserve judgment. So if you do grab it, let me know what you think. Otherwise, folks, this one's available now. As I said, coming in just over $30 US available now from Sim Market. Alrighty, moving on from the flight simulation world, moving into the world of the permanent way with some releases for the train simulator world. The first release we saw this week was a new train route add-on, the Münster Bremen train route, which was initially built during the 1870s. It's a over 170 kilometers of track, of mainline track, which formed part of the Eichel-Hamburg Railway, which had the goal of linking the Ruhr and Hamburg regions together. This is a vital intercity connection route that is still used, still packed to this day. And has gone through seen many significant events over the years. Now this is going to come to us from this has been developed by Aerosoft and released through Train Simulator 2019. Now this is the Münster Bremen route as it appears in 2009, including precise recreations of all 32 stations throughout this particular track. It includes you get 2 trains included. You get a Deutsche Bahnhof BR145 and a BR401 ICE train, as well as one of the high-speed intercity trains. They always look cool. They were just amazing to ride on as well when I was living in Europe. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, so you get, as I said, now this release gives you 172 kilometers of track between Münster and Bremen, set in 2009, 32 highly detailed 3D recreated stations, a highly detailed amount of surrounding scenery, and night effects are modelled as well. Full implementation of 2 trains, as I said, the BR145 and the 401 ICE. You also implementation of various rolling stock, including the ICE car and the RE116 Doppelstock. You also get fully compatible with quick drive scenarios, and also includes 6 career scenarios are included as well for your various viewing pleasure. Now there is one note here that you do need, as well as this to make this pack fully work. You are required to have the European locomotive and asset pack as well as a separate purchase. And if you wanted to pick this up, as your coach coming in, pretty standard price for a scenario pack, looking at for a route pack, looking at $40 or your regional equivalent, available now on Steam. Continuing on with other train simulator releases, following on from the release of the OBB 1144 a few weeks ago, we saw a release of a livery pack for it this week. So this gives a livery pack for 2 different variants of the OBB's red and cream color scheme. I'm from the late 19. I think it looks like these date back to the early locomotive, the early color schemes back in the 1970s and early 80s. Pretty basic stuff, as I said, like gives you a bit of a new texture on this one, coming in at $5 or your regional equivalent, available now on Steam. Moving from Train Sim 2019 into Train Sim World, we saw the release of their latest train for this one, which is the British Rail Class 52 Western locomotive. So designed and built to actually primarily service as a high-speed express train, designed during the originally designed was called for the 1950s, but would not enter service until the early 1960s. It would essentially actually be a clone of a German. It would actually use a lot of German engine technology would actually be brought across. And in some ways, just looking at it, looks very, very distinctive sort of West German sort of look at the time. But anyway, so 74 of these trains would be produced and would actually go and serve throughout the 60s and 70s. However, they would be phased out and retired before the end of the 1970s. So a very short-lived set of trains, but only 7 of them would survive into preservation. Now, so with this one, you get a highly detailed rendition of the British Rail Class 52 in its maroon livery, with authentic driving characteristics, interactive controls, including individual engine controls as well. It includes 3 career scenarios and service modes but does require the Train Sim World West Somerset Railway add-on in order to be able to use the scenarios and services. So just bear that in mind when you're picking up. So you can pick this one up either by itself for $20 or your regional equivalent, or you can pick it up as part of a bundle with the West Somerset pack and the British Rail Class 33 train as well. Available now on Steam. Alright, continuing on with public transportation theme, with the release this week into early access from Kishmish Games. It's an interesting scenario developer team, if I've ever heard one, of Metro Simulator 2019. I sort of briefly heard this, I think late last year, that this was sort of on the horizon. This is basically a recreation of the Moscow metro system. Including a full replication of the entire route track of all of the metro lines in servicing Moscow and all the stations. For me, the Moscow Underground will always be sort of the Moscow subway, Metro subway underground. I don't know what you want to call it. Spent too long living in London. Anyway, is how it was just that epic view of it going down the steps and the entrance to Moscow Station is just absolutely epic. And how they're always using as air raid shelters during the war. But anyway. So this is designed to be the train controls. This is to be a highly accurate rendition, including the engine modeling, braking system modeling, as well as implementation of fully functional door systems, camera systems that you can use to monitor throughout the train, as well as authentic train announcement and safety systems are all included as well. At this stage in the early access title, at the early access part of the title, you get 2 lines are included, which is the 8A, or I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. I'm really not. Okay, I know you want me to try it. Okay, Solnitsveska line, and the number 11 line, which is the big circle line. 2 types of subway trains are included. The Oka and the Moscow class of metro trains are included. So this is all, as I said, this has been released into early access. This is what early access is. More is coming. So if you wanted to buy in early at the moment, you can. Now, this one's coming in for a price of 10, surprisingly cheap price of $10 US, or regional equivalent, available now on Steam. And finally, rounding out the new releases for the simulation world this week with the I feel like deja vu in a way. So this is a game title called UBOAT. It is not to be confused with Wolfpack that we reported on a couple of weeks ago, which is a multi-crew simulation. UBOAT is more of a godlike simulator where you actually sort of simulate and actually sort of master of the entire crew's destiny. So this one, as I said, is sort of a bit of an interesting sort of so it's a sort of survival sandbox simulator. This one comes to us from Deep Water Studios. And we sort of go through and actually manage the life of the entire boat and all of the crew's sort of actions and what they're doing. And you can do things like, for example, you can actually loot resources from ships that you sink as you go through on your patrols. You perform missions that come from headquarters, which are unscripted and non-linear missions, scripted or unscripted and non-linear missions. And with a extensive damage system is included for the boat as well, and as well as a extensive morale system has been included for the crew as well, which is a very challenging part to do with any kind of simulation game, is actually simulate morale of crew. So very interesting. You can take first-person command in some ways. You actually walk through the inside of your boat. You also use it to engage ships on the high seas, but also has a third sort of a godlike view to manage your crew as well. So interesting sort of combination. It'll be very interesting to see anybody who's got it to let me know what you think. As I said, this one's also released into early access and expected to be in there for a few months, so it should be interesting to see. Now, if you are wanting to grab this one up and pick it up in the meantime, you're looking at normally it comes in at $30 US, but they've got a introductory special as part of their early access pricing of $25 US, or regional equivalent, available now on Steam. And with that, folks, that does now round out for the NovaWrap for this week. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget, as always, to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying these videos and want to see more. And of course, as always, you can catch up with me and all the things I'm up to between videos by finding me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just search NovaWrap24. Alright, I'm taking my sore throat and I'm going to bed, I think. Alright, thank you very much, folks. Take care, safe skies to all, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.